Hello everybody and welcome to Wednesday Wisdom. So this week I wanted to talk about small business communication, specifically communication around bad news, the sending of and receiving of. Now at the moment there's a lot more of that flying around than there ever has been, and small businesses are struggling. We are vastly impacted financially, operationally, with our customer base and how to survive and service that at the moment. We're already worried about our future and how we can turn this around and what that means for us as business owners. But also we're dealing with lots of personal stuff at the moment with the lockdown and the implications that that has on our lifestyle. So we're in quite a heightened state at the minute. So the way that we communicate, whilst it's always been important, let's be honest, communication is a real foundation of doing business, and how we communicate says a lot about us and our businesses, but at the moment even more so. It's never easy to give bad news. It's never easy to cancel a service or postpone future projects. These are negative things and we try and avoid those if we can. But sometimes we have to have these conversations, whether it's on Zoom, over the phone or email. But we need to remember that the words that we choose, the tone, the way that we deliver that is going to make all the difference to the person receiving it. It might not change the outcome, but it will change how they feel about you and your business. And that's really important. So be careful on using very short, sharp phrases or being overly direct in your communication, because that can come across as being very cold, dismissive, even aggressive. And obviously that's going to create feelings of negativity, maybe even anger and frustration. So we want to avoid those. Be open, be honest, be empathetic. Yeah, the person you're communicating with is experiencing the same challenges you are right now. So let's be mindful of that. How would you have liked to have received that news? Before you click the send button on that email, reread it. Make sure the tone is right. Make sure that you're not coming across as overly demanding or aggressive in that way, or throwing in ultimatums. These things are not going to help you create a good relationship with the company. They're not going to help you moving forward. They're not going to help your reputation. So make sure you are mindful of how that's being received. Reread it before you click send. If you're having the conversation, just be open. Just say, you know, I really didn't want to have to do this, but currently this is how I'm being impacted. This is what I'm going to need to do. Unless you have any other suggestions, that is a lovely way of opening up dialogue, because there may be a solution to your problem that you have not yet thought about. So engage in conversation, try and find solutions to the problem wherever possible. And if you can't, leave the door open. Make sure your communication means that you can go back, that you maintain the relationships you've worked so hard to gain. Now, if you're on the receiving end of this communication, it can be really difficult, because this could be the 10th email you've received this week. This could be the 4th phone call or the 3rd Zoom call that you've had of this nature. And it can be wearing and it can be frustrating. And with everything that you're dealing with, it just feels like another nail in the coffin. And we want to react to that. And sometimes we can be very aggressive and angry and frustrated. And other times we can be very emotional and sad about this because we're worried. And that is perfectly okay to feel that way, but we need to make sure that, like sending the communication, when we're replying to it and responding to it, that we are still courteous, mindful, appreciative. It may have taken a lot of thought and energy for someone to come to you and do this. They haven't wanted to do it. This is not personal. It's just how the world is right now. And we need to make sure that we keep those doors open with our customers. Customers that we have previously worked with. Customers that we want to continue to work with. Let's make sure that we understand their point of view and that it isn't personal. Let's try and find a solution for them. We may have something that they haven't thought about. After all, you're the expert in your field. Can you find a compromise? Can you find a solution? Can you find a way to continue to work together through this very difficult time? If not, then talk about what comes next. how you might be able to get back to where you were, and when that might happen, what that might look like. Keep the dialogue going, keep the communication going. So I think the key thing here at the moment is you should be aware of how you're communicating anyway, because it's just good manners to do so, isn't it? It's good business practice to have good, strong communication. We need to be empathetic. We need to make sure that we're not overly aggressive. These are go-tos anyway. But certainly in the current environment, I think we just need to pause a little bit, and we need to take a little bit of time before hitting send or replying in anger. So just be mindful, be courteous of each other, be supportive of each other, and do what you can to keep that good, positive dialogue going. Thank you.